My name is Peter Uri, and I work with Peter Ridsdale here at the Fearless Partnership. And we bill ourselves as business troubleshooters, and I just wanted to talk a little bit about what troubleshooting is and some of the principles we use and techniques that can be applied to help solve problems and design breakthrough strategies to move ahead. As you can see from our logo, we call ourselves the men who through experience can see wood for trees and show you the way ahead. Now, some of the basic principles we use have come from A, our substantial experience, and B, from training courses, and particularly from a book I'd like to credit, which is Tony Grundy's How to Be Your Own Strategy Consultant, an excellent book, and one which, to a large extent, I've tried to take the core of that book and simplify it down to make troubleshooting a little bit easier to follow, be able to do it instinctively, really. And the little acronym I've come up with to help simplify the process is CORE, C-O-R-E, CORE, and the C stands for conditions, could stand for current circumstances. It's about taking a helicopter view of a situation and trying to assess all the dynamic forces that are playing on the scenario. The O is for consideration of options, and I think it's important that we do C and O first, because in many situations where I've seen teams get together to talk about solving problems and moving ahead, the tendency is to play the ready, fire, aim game, and to do a cursory assessment of what the situation is and then rapidly move to execution, which is expensive and not effective. So the idea is to spend time gathering facts, move from being in the problem to working on the problem. Then to brainstorm for options, and there are lots of creative techniques we can use for brainstorming for options. And then we move on to an assessment of risks after our circumstances and our options have started to throw up some likely future potential scenarios. And we can name those and then start to assess them for risk before we actually start spending time, money and energy on them as real life options to take us from where we are to where we want to go. And we can look at a financial rating, again rated 1 to 3, financially significant or financially not that significant. Would we sell more? Could we cut costs? Could we put our prices up? Broad considerations of that nature. Then we can look at who else. Are there groups of stakeholders in this issue, in this problem, who we'd never take with us, and if there are some people who are just not going to see it, then you weigh, then we can perhaps rate it 0 or 1. If everybody's on board, then it's a 3. Then we can look at easy versus difficult. Again, broad brush. Part of this process is about not being too detailed too early. The detail can come later. Let's sketch with the broad brushes first. Is this going to be something that's broadly easy to do, or can we see already the start of the exercise that it would be difficult to do? Next one is to try and assess where we've reached our early conclusions, fleshed out these scenarios using fact, or are we going off feel? Now, there's nothing wrong with feel. Intuition in entrepreneurs is a great thing, and we're the better off for it. In fact, or the definition almost of a good entrepreneur is they're very in touch with their intuitive capabilities. But it's better to back up big, expensive decisions which are going to affect a lot of people with as much fact as we possibly can. And then fifth is long-term competitive advantage. If we did the thing that we're proposing to do to troubleshoot our current situation, would we be able to sustain advantage over competition, or would they be able to copy us the morning after? So the sustainability of edge is very important. So there we have it, core. Conditions, options, risks, before we move to E, which is the execution. And execution is standard, and there are lots of different ways of approaching measures and goals and communicating directions and tactics and so on and so forth. Hoshin planning is the one that seems to be very popular, certainly in the larger American corporations. But the trick here is to really encourage sober and honest reflection on a situation, and actually really to see the wood for the trees. Let's sort of flesh out where we are before we decide where it is we could go, and then finally, how are we going to get there? And that is the heart of any troubleshooting or business problem-solving situation. Where are we? Where are we going to go? And how are we going to get there? And we sit by your side, and either as personal confidence or in team groups, we can hold your hand and guide you through any situation. And core is at the heart of it. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.